Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Kings of War Ambush, and today we're going to take a look at the starter set that contains both the Ogres and the Empires of the Dust. And we're going to focus on that Empire of the Dust half of this box set and see how we can use that box set and that half of this box set to start an Empire of the Dust army for Kings of War. Now, we're going to go through, talk about all the units in the box set, what they do on the tabletop, before looking at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase, hopefully splitting it with a friend if you can. Now, after this and that, we will then look at a little sample army list of 750 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Kings of War Ambush army using the Empire of the Dust half of this starter set. And so, to begin with, we have 40 Empire of Dust infantry. These can be built as a variety of different units. First of all, you have the options of Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen. For me, Skeleton Warriors are okay. They're really dirt cheap for 55 points for a troop or 85 for a regiment, but I really do think they come into their own when you start building Skeleton Spearmen. The Phalanx rule is just so good in Ambush, and especially even in bigger games. The fact that it turns off Thunderous Charge can really hamper some units. So Phalanx units are always my go-to units. I would almost recommend building all 40 of these as Spearmen for your force. Now, they have some other cool rules. You've got Life Leech, where they potentially heal themselves as they kill stuff, and Shambling as well. But they've also got the Casket of the Dam upgrade available to them. Now, this is an upgrade that's available specifically to a variety of Empire of Dust units as an army special upgrade. Now, once per game when this unit is targeted by a surge spell, you can roll an additional 6 dice, which count towards the surge result. This must be declared before rolling for the surge spell though. However, once you've used your casket once, it is then destroyed and can't be used for the rest of the game. Now, looking at the other unit we can can also build Skeleton Archers, and this actually gives us an option with the other kit you can use as well for a little bit of kit bashing. The Skeleton Archers have a nice range of 5+, Life Leech 1 Shambling, and 24-inch bows. They provide a little bit of shooting. For me though, they're not awfully worth it. Like I said, I would almost recommend building 40 as your Phalanx troops, as your Skeleton Spearmen. Now, the other unit we get in here is Revenant Cavalry, and you can, with the bows, if you have any left over, choose to mix them up and match them and actually build some Skeleton Archer Cavalry as well. Now, they have, on the Revenant Cavalry, that is, Thunderous Charge 2. This makes them really good at hammering into your opponent's line. A great offensive unit to counteract all the defensive qualities of those Phalanx-wielding troops. Now, Skeleton Archer Cavalry, they're going to have short bows and steady aim, Life Leech, Nimble, and Shambling. They're going to pack out 7 attacks with range 5+. They're a nice little hurrying unit. I almost like them better than your regular archers. If I was to build any cavalry and any archers, you know, I would be building the Archer Cavalry rather than the foot archers. I think they provide more being able to move around the table. Now, lastly, we have the Ammonite Pharaoh as well. He's a Spellcaster 2, Hero Infantry character, Crushing Strength 2, Individual, Inspiring, Life Leech, Mighty, and Regeneration 5+. So pretty solid. He's got a Surge 8 spell, which is really nice for pushing your units across the tabletop. And he's got a nice upgrade as well called Eternal Guard, where he gets an Aura Elite Melee Mummy only ability for an additional 20 points, though he can't take any other relics when he takes this ability. Now, of course, we just talked about the Ammonite Pharaoh and his ability to buff mummies, so why not take a look at grabbing some mummies for your force? They're a more elite style infantry. They've got Crushing Strength 2, they've got Life Leech 1, Regeneration 5+, and Shambling. So they're a really solid unit. Definitely a massive upgrade offensively and even survivability wise on your basic Skeleton Spearmen. They do cost a decent amount more though, but giving them elite as well as that Crushing Strength can be really, really solid. They can take a Casket of the Damned as well to get more out of the Surge spell coming off of the Pharaoh as well. Now, they pack out 10 attacks with a melee 4+, which is really nice, and defense 5+ as well. So just in general, everything they've got is better than your skeletons, but you are paying for it. Now, if we're wanting to look at another hard-hitting, fast-moving unit similar to our cavalry, we could look at the Revenant Chariots. Now, Revenant Chariots come in a troop of 2 models. You've got 8 attacks there, melee 4+, defense 4+, range 5+. They can purchase cursed bows, which is really cool. These gave them a range of 18 inch, where they can, get a nice little bit of extra damage popping out of them. They've got Thunderous Charge too, which is really cool as well, enabling them to do a decent bit of power damage on the charge as well. But if we're looking maybe for another unit in similar style that I think is, really fun to bring and has a little bit of interesting sort of work, that is the Sandborn Worm Riders. So they've got Crushing Strength 1, Life Leech 2, which is really nice, and Pathfinder. Pathfinder allows them to ignore difficult terrain when moving through. They're also not hindered when they charge through difficult terrain as well. This can make this unit really good for going up your flanks, and particularly I like them in ambush because you generally got those more terrain-dense boards. Lastly, if we're going to look at another hero to bring in, a Cursed High Priest, which is Spellcaster 3. He starts off having no spells, but you can pick up a couple of extra. For me, it's looking to give him things like heal to complement, say, your Ammonite Pharaoh's Surge and stuff like that, though he can take Surge 8 himself as well. But other than that, they're really there as a secondary support character. I think your Ammonite Pharaoh provides not only the magical ability, but also a little bit of extra power in there as well, as a decent solid fighter. And so here we have our sample army list. We've gone regiment-wise. We've got 2 lots of Skeleton Spearmen. Like I said, building all 40 of those skeletons as Skeleton Spearmen, getting yourself a really decent core line that will serve you well long into playing Kings of War main. Like, these units will stay in your force and continue to stay there as a solid core for your army. Now, the extra unit we've brought in is a unit of mummies. We've got that Ammonite Pharaoh in there, so why not grab the mummies that he's going to be buffing? So a nice regiment of mummies. This is going to be, either can form the center of your line, can form one edge of your line, or can provide, a really strong flanking unit or tying in with that Ammonite Pharaoh is nice for your force. The Revenant Cavalry will be going in a regiment. You're generally not the toughest cavalry around, but you still do pack a punch with that crushing strength there. So we've got a Mace of Crushing on them as a magical artifact as well. This allows them to reroll 1 wound roll per turn. A nice little bit. We had 5 point spare. This is probably one of my favorite 5 point spare artifacts to pick up. And then our hero is the Ammonite Pharaoh, who's got that Eternal Guard rule to give that aura of elite 2 mummy units around him. 4 regiments and troops with 1 unlocked unit, 750 points on the nose. This should be a really solid, nice, sort of high-line, grinding style army for the Empires of Dust. If you've been playing Kings of War Ambush and you've been playing with the Empire of Dust, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below on how you've been going with your force. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you did enjoy the video and want to chat more with our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, which is either via Patreon or YouTube members, where you'll get yourself a shout out like all these people will in just a second, but also you can help support the channel and help dictate where we're going to go with the channel. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel and grab yourself something, you can grab some channel merch as well from Teespring or Ko-fi, both of which as well are linked down in the video's description. Like I said, a special thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nuss, and Nicholas Colomos. Also to our YouTube members, Greenrich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny 84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, Dave Crozier, Dylan Areno, and James Tillman. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see pictured here and indeed all over the channel. And also a special thank you to everyone who helps with the battle reports, everyone who helps with miniature supplying and everything for the channel, including running our Discord server. Thank you all so much once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.